Okay, so I lost over $1,000 in ULTY, and let me show you exactly how that happened. So first of all, just a little bit of context. I'm going to show you my screen. And so you can see I started buying ULTY back in July, and the price at that time was 626. Now, a little bit more context on this. You come over, I'm looking at Yahoo Finance. Today is Saturday, November uh the 8th. Now you can see where the price is now, 457. Now, if you go, we're looking at year to date, and you can see back then, uh yeah, yield max. Let's see. Well, the Ulti fund was, I guess, trading around $9 or so a share. And by the time I got into it around July, you saw it was down around six, and now it's down to somewhere around 450. Of course, it's a fund, so it moves around. But the thing of it is I just want you to know I lost money, and let's take a look at um, at what I lost, just to kind of give you an idea. So we're going to look at my closed positions inside of my Fidelity account, and you can see OT right here. We had a loss, and it's in this column and this column, $1,149.80. And how do we get to that? Well, this is what I spent. This W means that's all a wash. But this is when I sold out, these were my proceeds. So that's what I lost. And you can kind of see, let's see. If you look right here, October the 27th, between these two transactions, this is where I sold out. Okay. So just so we have an idea, and now you know where I stand. But I'm not upset about that. Um, I'm on a journey, guys. I'm just an idiot that's trying to figure out how to get some extra income through covered call ETFs as well as covered calls. I would not, I want you to know, I didn't get out of the fund because of poor performance. I understood what this was about. I understood it was about income. That's a whole nother strategy. It's not about, buy and hold. It's about putting your money into a fund and seeing what that can generate. But what you have to understand is at the same time that I started in OT, I got curious as to, okay, how are they generating income? Oh, they're writing covered calls. What is a covered call? Can I do it? Yes. What does it take? I started studying, and before long, I decided, well, hey, if I got the better part of $8,000 sitting in this fund where they write covered calls, could I do the same thing? And let me share my screen again and kind of give you an idea of what we're talking about. So here is where I sold out of the position on October the 27th. But if we come down here to October the 24th, this was my last yield. And of course, Ulti pays uh, a weekly yield. That's fine. And I got $135.68 for about $8,000 sitting in there. But then when you come up to the 27th and you start looking, so again, this is where we sold out. But then on November the 3rd, you see that I took money and I bought shares of Enovix, SoundHound, and SoFi, and I sold covered calls myself that generated $744. And I'll link to that video if you guys want to see how I did it. And I felt like, it took about $10,000. But if I could do that on a weekly basis, I'll take that over 135. And how much more would I have to put into an ETF like ULTY to get like 750 a week? I'd have to put a lot more. There's nothing wrong with that though, so I don't want you to think that I'm fear mongering, that I'm saying you should get out. Of course, I'm not a financial planner. I'm not giving advice. I'm just letting you know what I do. I'm kind of like just putting my journey out here for the benefit of you. You can learn from my mistakes, and you'll see. Subscribe to the channel because I got some videos to show you where I think I might have screwed up royally. But that's okay. That's how you learn. And we can learn from mistakes, but you don't have to learn from your own. You can watch me look like a fool and you can learn from my mistakes. But I just wanted to be transparent. It's one thing to say you got out of ULTY. It's another thing to show what you lost. I lost a good deal, but I didn't feel bad about it. I would have stayed in ULTY and I would have continued to drip into ULTY, except that I thought I could accelerate my yields by just writing my own cover calls. But again, like the video, subscribe. I hope you get value, but you really want to subscribe so you can see where things might have really went wrong. I guess, you know what? I can show you real quick because on Monday, again, this is Saturday. On Monday, you can kind of see how things shake out for me in these positions. Now watch this. I wrote these 4 covered calls, and then what happened yesterday, they all expired out of the money. But the problem is they expired out of the money because they went down. So what does that mean for me? Let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. So if you look at my position in SoundHound, the last price was $14.14, but look at my cost basis. I paid $18.91. If this doesn't turn around, I can't continue selling cover calls as this stock goes down. I'm going to risk getting them called away at a locked in loss. You see what I'm saying? Now, also look at my position in SoFi. Last stock price on SoFi, $28.21. But look at my cost basis. I paid $29.77. Okay. And you can kind of see my losses. These are just paper losses. You don't realize that until you sell your stock. But look at my position in Enovix. Enovix last price, $9.56. Look at my cost basis. And I'd have to actually open this up so that you can see I actually have 2 different cost bases. I bought 200 shares at $11.90. I bought 300 shares at $12.45. So, we'd have to look. But if this don't turn around, man, I'm going to be hurting. Now, the good news is they had earnings. Now, if you can click and you can look at your earnings. So with SoundHound, you actually, let's see. So I'm not the best at looking at that, but I just did a search and you can see the company reported strong results that surpassed analyst estimates on both revenue and non-GAAP earnings, whatever. So maybe that'll turn around. And then also, I guess for Enovix, let's look. ENVX earnings report. ENVX. Yeah, that ain't looking well. It says beat analyst estimates. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll come back on Monday, just in a couple days, and we'll see what happens. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you get some value. Please leave some comments. I'm learning from you guys. You guys, this is a brand new channel. You've been leaving comments. I really, really appreciate it. This is a lot of fun, and I think we're going to learn, and we're going to grow, and we're going to make money together. So I'll see you guys in the next video.